That is.
God damn it, Lola.
Leave me alone, Lola.
Go ahead and record, and then Aaron, we're gonna do a 1, 2, 3 count, and we're gonna.
I'm recording.
All three of us.
We're gonna do 1, 2, 3 count, and then what? Jason talked over you.
We're just gonna clap. Like all three of us will clap at the same time
Oh, okay.
to help synchronize,
Oh, for sure. I got you.
make it easier for Jason. So
Okay. Hold on. Let me start recording. There we go. All right. Your boy is recording.
As am
all
I.
right, ready?
I heard something go off. Let me double check. Oh, hold on a second. I gotta fix something.
Wait, I'm doing prayer hands. I hope
Is-
this works out fast. I'm recording in a sauna.
In a sauna.
In a sauna.
Oh boy. 1 second here.
All right, I'm gonna stop my recording and delete it.
Okay.
Tim, you want to do
Why?
something like?
No, we're
We're
gonna
not-
do the clap thing. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Are you actually recording in your DAW though?
I
Yeah.
was. Mine stopped recording, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna start recording, and then we'll do the clap. We haven't done the clap yet.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want it to be that far off. All right,
Oh,
Whatever.
It's seconds.
it's minutes at this point.
Oh, whatever. Nag.
P.
All right.
Carol
Try it again
Kane's
now.
Birthday yesterday, I think.
Who's?
Carol
What?
Kane.
I still missed you. Why are you so quiet, Tim?
I don't
Yeah.
know why.
I can't.
Turn your
Yeah.
headphones up.
I have my headphones on.
Well,
Oh, turn them up. I thought what
like,
you said.
perfect. I'm perfect on my end.
It's always about you.
Yo.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I just turned up my headphones.
What I just called you to do.
I know. I was saying you were right.
I hate that Tim's usually right.
I just
Do
accept
you hate
like-
A little bit.
Welcome back to B&B Banter Bros Goes to the Movies. I'm your host, Timothy Bennett, and with me is Aaron Banyan and Jason Chandler.
What up?
Welcome, gentlemen. So tonight we're going to be talking about kind of came out of nowhere. I didn't hear anything about it. I didn't hear any
Right.
I didn't see any trailers, nothing of that nature.
I knew it was
Just
in the
one-
works for a while.
I did.
I didn't realize it was. I thought it was a series reboot. I didn't think it was a movie.
All I know is Jason came to work and said, "Hey, did you watch this?" I'm like, "No." What is this?
Yeah, for
but
sure.
that is the Chippendale Rescue Rangers, and
Yeah.
Boy, was it interesting.
I didn't know what to expect, but I know
Nope.
I ended up liking it a lot.
I was unsure as well when the movie started, and
Mhm.
for about the first 20 minutes, I was still pretty unsure.
Right.
But then it picked up, and I was pleasantly surprised.
It's a
One
clever
of the
movie.
things I found was I couldn't stop smiling.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like it was just from the get-go, it was just one of
Mhm.
those
Every few
nostalgic
seconds, it was like,
rides, and
huh.
I was just, yeah,
you're just like, oh, I
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah.
I remember him.
yeah,
They use nostalgia so well in this movie.
yeah.
Nostalgia mixed
Absolutely.
with poking fun at like
Yes, make it-
Hollywood
yeah.
in general. Like,
Oh,
there
yeah.
was so much stuff where they were just like, remember how much Hollywood sucks right now?
Yeah.
Yep.
All the different animation stuff. The jokes in this movie
Yeah.
are one per minute. They're fucking
for sure.
so clever.
Yep.
The references are all over the place, or in that, I guess, 90s, but like making fun of themselves, doing something clever. I don't know. It was just nonstop.
I'm not even sure they were completely set in the 90s. Like some of these were like, making
They
jokes
went back
about,
a while.
Oh, for the
They went back.
nostalgia.
They even did some of the 2000s. Like they talked about Baloo and his reboot shit like
with
that.
the Seth
Even Sonic.
Rogen. The Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
The Seth Rogen bit was
Viking?
hilarious.
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
We need to start over.
All right,
we got
so-
too excited.
Fucking.
Chippendale
My bad.
Rescue Rangers. Aram. The
Yo,
details.
hold on. Give me 2 seconds. I got
Okay.
excited about talking and I forgot to look it up.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I can do it. I have it up if you want.
No, I got it. It'll be up in just a second as soon as my phone decides to stop being dumb. So Chippendale's Rescue Rangers, or actually this show was originally called Chippendale's Rescue Rangers because it was the name of the group. But this is Chippendale : Rescue Rangers.
Okay.
Which I think is just, I don't know, it's an odd sort of thing I noticed. Obviously released this year. It runs a cool $1.50 and does not, feels longer than an hour and a half, but not in a bad way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The adventure, the journey, it's not short-winded, but time-wise it is. You're in, you're out. But you get
And then
so much. It's all easy to digest.
Yeah, but like it's easy to digest, but it's also a lot to sit on at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Like they just pile you with all sorts of things, but it's not overwhelming. It's just you take it in so easily.
and it probably helps that I watched the show back in the day. I played the Nintendo video game. Like
Exactly.
I was a fucking fan. So all the
I think a lot of this movie was geared towards fans of the original show, and no one gave a shit about new kids watching this.
right.
Like, no one was trying to
yes.
gain new fans of the show at this
No.
point.
Yep.
This is like, we made this for people that grew up on it.
Hey, are you in your mid to late 30s? Here's something for you.
Yeah,
A
do you remember
great
back in the good
story.
old days when cartoons were this funny? So the movie stars as Chip and Dale. Dale is played by Andy Samberg,
Hell yeah.
Who's part of the
and-
Lonely Islands. And
part of the Lonely Island,
SNL.
Saturday Night Live, Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Hot Rod.
Hot Rod,
Rod.
probably one of his best movies.
I love that movie.
One of his first.
Chip is played by John Mulaney.
Oh yeah. I'm a fan of
who-
his stand-up.
Me too.
I really enjoy John Mulaney's stand-up. I actually, until I looked it up, the first like 10, 15 minutes, I thought this was Zach Braff for some reason.
He might have been in the first few minutes of this movie, the intro, before they got older, because their voices were more high pitched. They were different
Maybe.
people.
It-
And then,
for some reason, it screamed
years
Zach
later,
Braff
their
at
balls
me.
dropped. It was funny.
They dropped their nuts.
Yeah, there it is.
Right. Will Arnett actually plays the villain, Sweet Pete,
Yeah.
which I thought was very good.
Yeah, he's excellent voice.
And
And who is
then
Sweet Pete?
Sweet Pete is actually
Peter Pan.
It's Peter Pan.
Peter
Who's
Pan.
all old and
Yeah.
Big
Looking like
tummy.
me.
maybe if
you
you're
also
from the Bronx.
If I had the light turned up more, but I'm hiding my flaws.
We also had Eric Bana playing Monterey Jack, which I
Right.
thought was great.
Ooh,
I was tickled at the fact that he was there. I was like, oh man, it's Eric Bana. Holy shit.
I didn't catch the voice, but as soon as I saw it in the credits, I'm like,
I had to look it up too.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well done.
I agree. I wouldn't have known it if I didn't hadn't looked at the credits.
Yep.
We have Dennis Haysbert as Zipper.
Oh,
he
is
was,
that the Allstate guy?
Yeah, I was gonna say he's
Okay.
the Allstate guy.
Okay, that's who I pictured.
So you also have some
Flula
random.
Why?
Flula Borg is the DJ Snake.
Which he's
Why is-
I can't pronounce his fucking
hilarious.
name.
Why is no one saying J.K. Simmons yet?
He hasn't got. We haven't got
gotten
that far.
How about you calm the
Oh.
fuck down?
You look like you were trailing
Jesus.
off.
No, I was going back to try and read the snake's name.
Well,
but I
he should
can't
have been
fucking
in
pronounce it.
He should have been
Well-
the front of the list.
The reason why I'm bringing up Flula is because like most people don't know, but he's fucking hilarious. He is funny.
Oh.
Go watch him on
He was in
Conan and shit like that.
Suicide
He's
Squad, he was
funny.
hilarious
But yeah,
in.
he was the Javeler and
The
Suicide
Javelin, yeah.
Squad. The
Or-
Javelin.
yeah.
There you go.
Well,
I don't remember.
I'm one that
Yeah.
will have to look it up because not familiar. Thanks. Tim.
Bit part. Keegan Michael Key was in this movie. He was the
Yeah.
frog coworker in the beginning. Seth Rogen plays a pretty hefty part in the movie. He's one of the villains. Bob the Warrior Viking.
Yeah, one of the henchmen, if you will,
Yeah, one of the cronies.
and then the many other people. But
J.K. Simmons is in it as Jason so delightfully interrupted with. He plays
Spoiler.
Captain Putty, who is, I thought, was hilarious. As a fake Gumby because he had the same movements as the Gumby show.
Exactly. The beauty of this different animation, they surrounded their aura with the same type of.
They paid attention.
The era to the detail, the cuttiness, the choppiness, or
Yep.
And I thought they was supposed to be like a Gumby,
Yeah.
but then I was like, are they just mocking Gumby?
Everything's
and then
a
I was
knockoff.
like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. And I was like,
Everything's a generic bootleg. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the.
That's we'll get there.
And then
we'll
the
get
last guy I'm gonna mention is Tim Robinson plays
there.
Ugly Sonic.
yeah. Yep.
So that's the cast. Director's name is Akiva Schaffer.
He's one of the Lonely Islands. He's the third one.
Did we discuss that at one point? Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
we might have.
Tim's been talking about Lonely Island.
Right.
So,
So I mean, he's in all of the movies that Andy Samberg.
he's the
and
other
stuff
guy,
like
right?
that.
Yeah.
Okay,
with the
he's
Lonely
the one
Islands.
I never know because I recognize the other two, but
Yeah. So there's three guys, and it's him. So he's the
writers are Dan Gregor, if you want to be whatever,
Gregor.
and Doug Mand. Names I don't recognize. I'm sure they've done other stuff. I would assume,
done
judging
to
by
those two.
I would say how well this was done, I assume that they have done other things. I would be tickled to think that they were actually writers on the original show.
Nailed it.
That's some public thinking in American pickle movie. Making it better than what it is.
So it has the only number I have is worldwide gross. I don't have a budget or anything for it.
Well, that's because
It's streaming shit.
this isn't American. It wasn't in theaters in America.
Really?
It just went to streaming. So this worldwide gross is like it was in like Russia and the Commonwealth of Independent States, international Russia common. So it's worldwide because it was apparently in theaters elsewhere.
Yeah,
I
so
thought
I made
that
it
was
made
odd.
602 grand.
Yeah,
Which I
right?
mean,
Like-
if you look at the comparison of other countries' like value of their money compared to the dollar, that's probably not bad.
that's like 100 million right there in Russia.
Yeah, it was like 600 some thousand. Like you could probably live like a king for the rest of your life. That's really all I got for info. Yeah.
Alrighty. So
what
first
was-
off, what?
No.
Okay,
Tim, what's
Jason, you take the wheel.
Yeah.
up? Shit, I was going to say, what was the first time you laughed in this movie? How early?
Oh, probably like right away. The
That-
first joke, like the
Yeah,
first joke that they made is like, oh, when you think of Chip and Dale's,
Yes,
you think of
yes.
this guy or these guys.
Yes.
And I was like, oh,
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny the way like, oh, this guy who made like cabinets. I was like, what?
yeah, right, yeah. They're
Dude.
just giving you useless facts
Yes.
of what you think. But I was like, and then they went to the Chippendale dancers, but they didn't
Yep.
use like a modern Chippendale dancers. They used like Chippendale dancers from the 80s, like the photo
from
from the 80s.
from back when Chip
when
and
it
Dale was on
started.
the air.
Yeah, like it was just that's.
And it reminded
So-
me of the Chris Farley and Patrick Swayze fucking bit.
a little bit. But yeah, I think that's probably
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too, man. That's what.
And that's, like,
why I
right
brought
there.
it up.
Like, that's right away.
It's the second fucking line, the second joke in the movie.
yep.
Uh
I
Yeah.
chuckled at that, but I don't think I
Yeah.
really laughed
huh.
until Chip leaves Monterey Jack's apartment and he's walking down and you start seeing the movie posters with all the
Yes.
reboots.
Oh yeah.
And I think when you have
Yes.
Meryl Streep playing Mr. Doubtfire,
Yeah.
I think I
Yeah.
almost spit whatever I was drinking out.
All right, that looks pretty good. Because
No,
yeah,
it
he's,
was like-
he's sitting there
he said
bitching
that-
about,
he
oh,
said
there's
that
no
Batman
originality.
versus E.T.
Movie
He
sucks
said
today.
he
and
said
this
that
and
looks pretty good to Batman versus ET, not the.
Oh, that's what it
thought you
was.
said that-
Yes,
I
and
thought you
then he
said that one
takes it
got
home
weird.
and watches it, and then
Yeah,
there's
nobody
this
takes
cheesy
it
fucking
serious.
that Martha scene, Batman versus
right.
Superman.
Yeah.
and then he just cuts to him crying. That would never happen, but he's still like, dude, yes, that's
That
hilarious.
part got me. Like I
Yeah.
probably laughed harder at that than I did the jokes in the beginning. I chuckled at the jokes in the beginning, but
Right, but
yeah.
no, that one's really good for us movie buffs. That hits
Yeah.
home to like the way they make movies nowadays. It cuts
yeah,
deep.
everything's a reboot.
It cuts
Yeah.
deep. It's truth. It's funny. It's a roast.
Yeah.
I also did really enjoy the back and forth between Dale and Ugly Sonic at the convention.
Just kept
Dude,
looking at his teeth every time he
focus on the
talked.
teeth, dude. It was so good.
Yeah.
It was so good.
That was really good. And like it was funny that they were able to poke fun at
Yeah.
modern day Hollywood at the same time as poking fun at like old school Hollywood and like
Yeah.
remembering shit from back then, you know, and basically making fun of what Hollywood do to it now.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, after realizing that this is basically a Lonely Island movie, because you have Andy and you have Akiva,
Yeah.
that's what they're known for. Is the parody, or not the parody, but the mockery.
Lampooning, I think, is the proper terminology.
Okay.
Like, their
I
music
like
is
that.
all
I
about
haven't heard that, but I like that.
they're
Yeah.
comedy duo, but they're
Yeah.
all about taking situations and then making fun of it. So like
Yep.
in this case, they did a really good job. They did it with their movie Superstar. Like,
Oh yeah.
what the movie is
yeah.
called.
Don't never stop stopping or something.
That's
Yeah.
a hard watch, but I saw what they were going for.
It is a hard watch. It sucks.
I didn't
It's
watch a
terrible.
lot of.
I couldn't.
they-
I think
yeah.
I showed up at your apartment one night and you were watching it with
Oh,
Kate, and I was like,
yep.
"This is dog shit."
It's
Yeah.
And I was like,
terrible.
"I'm
There's
going
like
to bed."
And that's what they were going for, I think.
Yeah.
But it was still hard to watch.
they're
Yeah.
they're
it was
really
mostly I got a kick out of them fucking around with Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
they were just that's what they were trying to do. Is just they were trying to pick fun at a situation, and they
Yeah.
did it. I mean, it was
Yeah,
terrible.
they did it great.
Well, God, but that's what they did here. They took a kind of lovable character, or whatever to kind of I would say they're very popular,
Yeah,
but almost forgotten
definitely.
too. You know what I mean?
that iteration of them, yes. But the original versions that weren't wearing shirts or like detectives, I
Yeah.
think have been still pretty well utilized. Like you'll find them in the Kingdom Hearts games and things
Yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
So
they're pretty still around. But the Rescue Rangers iteration of Chippendale is kind of gone to the wayside for quite a bit.
Yeah.
it's like they're embedded in our subconscious when it comes to nostalgia. Like,
Yeah.
they are technically forgotten, but if we ever hear Chip or Dale or see a nut in a
Oh, yeah.
tree,
I still every now and again just yell out Chippendales.
Chippendales. Dude, hell yeah. And the way they pulled off that song, Holly was just
Who did? I didn't even
don't
look at
sing
who
this
did,
song.
Who did,
Hollow
who did the
Notes.
fucking song at the end?
Oh, I don't.
The
oh,
remake
oh,
version?
The remix. Yeah, ignore that. But
Was that Post Malone?
maybe it was all very auto-tuned.
maybe.
I thought it might have been. I couldn't.
But
I didn't stay.
The
long
only
enough to read
song
the
that
fucking
does
credits.
matter.
T-Pain.
The only song that does matter in this movie is the whale freestyle. That shit was dope.
That was pretty funny. I was like, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
Oh, it was
that
so
was
good.
that was ridiculous.
I
It's-
loved. I loved the Uncanny Valley
Yeah.
explanation. I think we're in the valley, like the Uncanny Valley, and they're like, remember that weird animation style in like early 2000s where everything looked perfect but
Yeah.
really wrong at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And all I could think of, do you remember the Beowulf movie?
Yep, that's what I thought.
That was the only movie I could think
That's
of.
the Viking guy, Seth Rogen's
Okay.
Viking character.
Is that what he was
That's
supposed to
why-
be based off of?
Yeah.
I don't know. My only thing is like I thought of the Beowulf. I mean, he just there's something wrong. It doesn't
Yeah,
look as
it did,
waxy like the Beowulf, but it just reminded me
Right.
of the Beowulf movie.
Yeah, and I
thought
that
the
was
same
all I
thing.
could. That whole explanation, I was like, I can't think of anything else but Beowulf. And then that whole bit between Bob the Viking and Chippendale was just hysterical.
They could stand on his shoulders to be like, all right, this is
your
gonna
foot-
make me feel
Can you
better.
see me?
Right.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I really I enjoyed Seth Rogen's character in a number of different parts. So
We brought it up earlier. So
Yeah.
we're talking about Seth Rogen right now. I absolutely thought it was great that
all
you
the
had
different characters that he
yeah,
played?
Seth Rogen
yeah.
They used
as the
his
Viking
laugh.
down, and then you
Yeah.
have him as the praying mantis from Panda. Then you have him as
All his-
Monsters versus he's with Blob from Monsters versus
Yep.
Aliens.
yep,
Yeah.
and then he was
I think that was the only three they had. but-
Pumbaa.
Oh yeah, it was Pumbaa, the Mantis, and
Pumbaa.
the Blob.
Those are only
Either-
three. I thought there was one
I think
more.
there was only three.
They used a lot of his reoccurring he's characters that he's done, right?
Yeah, it was all
Yeah,
characters
what-
that
this
he
is
had
what you're
voiceovers that
saying.
he's done. Yep.
He,
Yeah.
he played, but the joke was his terrible laugh. He
Yeah.
fucking. That's what they. And that's awesome that he's able to sign
Making
off
fun of
on
his own
that.
laugh.
Yeah,
Well,
he's
I
a
think
funny
Seth Rogen's
guy.
self-aware enough. At this point in
Absolutely,
his life.
I've heard him on podcast. He knows what the
Yeah.
fuck.
Well, he's been
and-
making fun of
and-
himself in his films since the
and-
beginning.
Oh, for sure.
Very true.
He never plays the smart character or whatever. He's always
but
he's
I
always kind of a dumb guy.
Yeah.
I will never be the one to assume that's. I like that's how people should be, but to actually see
Yeah.
it made the joke even funnier. Like good, you
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
Oh, definitely.
So
yeah.
it landed home because of that, and that was the joke.
I-
All right. What's up?
Who would you say is your favorite character that you spotted?
I mean, I think I laughed the most at Bob, but I was actually kind of taken. The two runners up would have to be Ugly Sonic, or I actually really enjoyed Captain Putty, especially
Yeah.
at the reveal at the end when he's
Oh,
revealed to be
dude.
the mole, and then he has to fight Officer whatever her name is,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yep.
Officer Klipke or whatever.
yeah.
That I thought I was really I giggled a little bit at like the way that they were doing it. And I was
way-
like, and I saw the way that she defeats him coming. I was like,
Yeah.
they're gonna do the T-1000 thing.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really funny.
Yeah, they made fun of the trope, the cliche. They even set you up when they went to the nostalgia closet when it's all 90s Chippendales merch and stuff, and
Yeah.
they have the map on the
Oh my
wall
God, I
with
can't
the
believe you
pins.
have this.
And he's
Well,
like,
why
hey,
wouldn't I?
he's like, hey, lady, the share didn't air in Albany. Is that where you're from? And she was like, yeah,
Yeah.
my grandmother sent me tapes. And he was like, Then I was like, that's too easy of a trickery. And then they
but old people
everything
are
is so-
notorious for not knowing how to
everything is
use
so-
technology.
So yeah, the way that was a predictable foreshadowing type of thing, and they twisted it even in this way of like,
Well,
I don't know.
Because
It was
prior
all
they were
just
saying
cheese.
it's probably Detective Putty. No. That's
No,
way too
exactly.
cliche.
Oh damn it, Dale was right or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Oh,
they bring
damn
it back when he's revealed. He's like, oh, I told you it was too predictable.
Yeah, it's too predictable. Yeah.
And like,
I really enjoyed the way they seem to cut all these emotional beats
Yeah,
with
oh,
a joke.
yeah.
Like the after the toilet escape, and like Chip thinks that Dale is face down in a puddle.
Yeah.
And he's starting to cry, and he's like,
he gives that
"How's
whole
it going?"
he gives that whole speech about how he felt. But yeah, even in the beginning of the movie when
Jason, what are you doing? Do you have notes?
yeah, bitch.
Yep.
And then
Oh shit!
sorry, they fell on the floor and had to rearrange the pages. Is that like chewing gum on the podcast? My
I
apologies.
could see it.
I'm gonna
the
ASMR
motion was
that-
bothering me.
Okay.
He's sweating over there.
I'm in a sauna, air conditioning broken, but emotional beats started even in the beginning when they had the eye joke at school when he was like
Yep.
pretending he lost an eye, and then
Oh, yeah.
the cafeteria scene. It was very like, that was that emotional
Yeah.
connection, that
And-
connection where they met each other. They bring it up 2 or 3 times.
I'm not
And
gonna
you cut
lie.
the
That
tension
little,
with that when he.
that little table, I was expecting somebody to
Yeah.
stomp on it. Like I was just like, it would
I
be
just
so
thought-
easy for
That's
somebody
the
to
way
just
of the
walk right
world
up.
there,
Oh.
though.
I just thought it was really nice that especially that moment, the way they cut it with Chip going. By the way, that joke was great. And it's perfect comedic timing.
Yeah,
But
but
it's
you
like that was the compliment, like perfect comedic timing. I was like, what the fuck are you 10?
right.
Well,
But he was
no-
like,
yeah.
you just need a better setup. But yeah,
Yeah.
Tim, you say that tiny table in the cafeteria mixed with other size tables and other kind of animations and peoples, it was all, diversity or whatever. And it should have been stomped on. But that's like why this movie's kind of the best cartoon real-time merge of a movie ever made. Like the smoothest I've seen in a long time. Tom
Well-
and Jerry missed the mark so much. This is probably what they were trying to do. But
Looney Tunes
Because
was
I bet you the
terrible.
money-
Looney Tunes,
Yeah.
yeah.
The only ones
whole-
that's ever succeeded. There you go. Whatever.
Homecoming
Was
movie.
Roger Rabbit's. Yeah, Robert Rabbit was the only one that like really.
Yeah.
It was perfect for.
And I was
that was way back then.
Is Cool World a thing too, or is no?
Cool World was a little
Okay.
different.
I felt
'Cause
like
it was
I was
it
wrong
was a
on
real
that, okay.
person in a
But
cartoon
yeah,
world.
Roger Rabbit was the one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Roger Rabbit was what nailed it. It was the cartoons
Yeah.
mixing with the real world. Perfect.
Yeah.
And that's what this was.
And I
Yes,
think part
yes.
of that is you have the generations that were involved in those cartoons have passed.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the original creators have passed.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
from Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry, they're all gone. And and there's nostalgia for us because we're right on that cusp where we're like, we remember them.
Yep.
But I don't think they're the same remembrance as like an older generation. But you have this younger generation trying to recreate it, trying to capitalize on something so they're not going to create the magic that I think the original creators could have done.
We are, like you said, at that cusp where we still watch like the original Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Like we watched the stuff before they became, not appropriate or whatever
Glamorous.
you want to call it.
Before they got toned down for the new generation.
For whatever,
They used to have
all
a
the shit that
message
they
like
want to file, red flag it
political
for.
cartoons.
Yeah, so like we watched the original Looney Tunes and the original shows and stuff like that, and like we watched them when they were still on TV. So we were literally at that cusp because then they stopped showing that stuff. They started making their own newer stuff.
Yeah, they said they had to make it newer for the newer generations and shit like that.
Yeah, the best way I explain something in that situation is you look at Space Jam. Space Jam was the modernized Looney Tunes. And just at that cusp, and that was early 90s. So like,
oh, you mean that one? Yeah.
Yeah, not the new. No.
Okay,
whatever
my
the fuck
bad.
that was.
I'm with you.
Haven't watched it.
The one and only Space Jam.
One and only. I'm with you, Tim.
And that was the modernized Looney Tunes that they, introduced there.
Yeah.
And
But
that was
even
still
those were-
90s.
Yeah.
So like, we watched the original and we watched the newer, and then now they have this whole other bullshit.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got lucky. We could understand and connect to this Chippendale movie so much. Just like I said about the Roger Rabbit one, just because it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Because we know about these characters.
And that
We've
another
at least
reason
seen
why
them. We've watched them.
One more reason why it's easy for them to pile on all this information and all these jokes, and we just like click with it,
eat it all up
as it goes, because we have
Eat it all
that
up.
experience in history.
Yeah, they could fly one little tiny little joke about something and we would get it and go,
Yep.
I see it.
And just some
Like the Pogs, the fucking
the Pogs were funny. The Pogs were funny.
Oh, dude.
Oh, here's my Pog collection.
Hell
I have a
yeah.
Pog
Quite
collection.
the collector's item, except I'm missing the 12th one. I didn't put together that fucking thing that Chip had looked at was a fucking Pog.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's like, get the slammers. He's looking for the slammers.
Yeah.
Yep. That's awesome. Yep.
Oh, I was gonna say, when you're talking about Roger Rabbit, I think the reason Roger Rabbit was so successful comparatively, also I think was Roger Rabbit wasn't a predetermined cartoon that we already had lore for. He was a new character that they built this movie with,
Yeah.
and I think that's what helped that movie versus, Looney Tunes Back in Action, and whatever the other fucking one was. And things like that, or the Tom and Jerry movie. Like, I think that's what helps. Like, these are already preset characters. Anyone that remembers them is going to be like, this is not what was supposed to be there.
Yeah. I mean, let's be real. What made, Who Framed Roger Rabbit so successful was Christopher
sexy
Lloyd
lady.
and Bob Hopkins.
Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah, Jessica Rabbit, the first anime anybody wanted to fuck.
I mean,
What about Betty Boop?
I was gonna say Betty Boop.
Betty
was
Boop?
probably the first one.
Probably, but not as popular because
But
there
you knew
wasn't
you could get
telephones.
Did you catch the fucking cans on Betty Boop though?
Yeah.
Fucking hey, bounce a quarter off those
They're
fucking things.
roundabout.
I'd go roundabout.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry, Tim.
All right.
What?
Sorry. Derailed that conversation.
Yeah.
But no, I just wanted to like bring that. I had that thought as you were talking, and we moved right into a different subject. But I just wanted to harken back to that for a moment.
Well, and
I
I'm
thought it was
glad
a
that they
valid
even referenced Roger
Yeah.
Rabbit in this one.
That whole
Yeah.
that whole bit was, I thought, very funny. Like the recreating the 90s shit where like Dale all of a sudden dons the parachute pants and looks like he's dressing like MC Hammer.
Yep.
And he's got the fucking old cell phone.
Yep.
I thought all that was great. It just was very tickled by all that.
I agree. Once again, this is a film that watching it, I just had a smile on my face the
Yeah.
entire time.
This
And
is one
that's
of those
why we're-
movies we say it was made for fans. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't
Yeah.
made for anyone like specific audience other than people that like enjoyed the original show.
Yeah.
and people that like comedy. Even the joke when the Dale, I believe, is driving his car that's like a human-sized car.
Yep.
And Chip is
You know
like,
they make chipmunk-sized cars, right?
but he was like, "Do you know what a metaphor is?" And then Dale was like, yeah, or something." He was like, "Don't, I don't know. You're
I
about
think
to
what he says,
explain to me."
if you're gonna say something that like pertains to me, let me stop you there, because no, I don't know what a metaphor
Yeah,
is.
but it was overcompensating or whatever.
I thought it was pretty good.
I don't know,
thought
just-
the
it
bit in the
just-
car was funny.
It's just so written perfectly for setup, punch, deliver, punch, or whatever the fuck it is.
It
For
never
comedy
punches above
beats.
its weight class.
Yeah.
No.
There it is. Yeah.
It knows what it is, and it tries
perfect
to stay
writing.
in its lane.
yeah.
perfect writing.
Yeah. That being said, Tim, are you ready to talk about the actual story instead of all these jokes that make
Yes,
us smile?
we can talk about
because
the
the
story,
for
story is pretty fucking solid as well.
I was thoroughly impressed with this story because they
Yeah.
turned this into an actual buddy cop movie.
Yes, they
Yep.
did.
And I was
and it's
like,
appropriate.
Oh yeah, it was
Mm-hmm.
done so well, and it moved so smoothly. I
It
was
did.
like, I did not expect it to work this well.
Yeah.
Especially given that you had you had Dale, who wasn't the serious one, I guess. He was
Right.
more of a aloof.
And
And
the
then
Hawaiian shirt.
yeah.
Yeah, it's the classic. It's the classic
The dreamer.
straight man and Pratt guy.
Yeah, the dreamer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the classic straight man Pratt guy sort of situation. You have the
Yeah.
Chip, who's the stuck up like serious one, and then you have
Which is
Dale,
why he has the
who's-
Indiana Jones outfit.
Yep, exactly. It's
He went to the logic side and became an insurance salesman.
by the way, did you see the name of his insurance company?
No.
So he sells the insurance, and then when he passes the slip, it's named Coercive Insurance.
Coercive.
He has to coerce people into getting insurance.
Duh. Yep.
It was I was a
brilliant.
throwaway
That's
thing, and I was like,
brilliant.
"Holy shit,
Nice.
that's super clever."
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's brilliant.
I chuckled at that. I was like, "Holy shit, they snuck that one in."
That's awesome.
I did love how he walks into his house and he yells at
He's just got those-
whatever his
Millie?
the name Millie.
Oh,
It's Millie,
no,
I'm home, and you think it's like he's got a wife
Yeah.
or something like that, and
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
this giant dog that just comes in.
Human-sized dog.
Yep, and it's a puppy.
I thought
It's
that
a
was
little not a puppy, but like it's a little dog.
Yeah.
It's like a spaniel or something. I love the way he comes in and he just like puts another like employee of the month plant
Yeah.
like in the rack
Just
Yeah.
of them.
yeah.
yeah.
And then one last thing about this scene. I got a message on my landline. I don't like that.
I don't like that.
Dude, that
like
was
that.
That was great.
I don't-
That's my reaction. Oh, I got a
See,
mess on the
it's
landline.
another
don't
90s
like that.
reference.
Yeah.
Oh,
Who's
So,
calling me?
yeah, those guys.
story.
They had their heyday. They separated, and then we got it's Dale, right, with the CGI surgery.
Yep.
Yeah. Dale
Yep.
left to go do a show that
Double
didn't
O
make
Dale.
Double Old Dale.
Double O Dale and didn't make it past the pilot.
Yeah.
So
Which is
his
originally
career
based
is-
off of Double Old Duck.
Never.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
There's supposed to be a show that Disney was going to do called Double Old
Oh.
Duck back in the day.
I wonder if that's
That
what
was a
eventually
failed
became
pilot?
Darkwing Duck.
Right.
Maybe.
And he was
That
at
would
the
make
end of the
some
movie.
sense
That-
at
that
least.
would
Probably
make
at least
some sense.
some of the premise.
Well, yeah.
We'll get to Darkwing Duck at some point here.
So
But
yeah.
no, so his career, like he leaves Chippendale, basically leaves everyone in the lurch. The show gets canceled. He doesn't make it past the pilot. So we flash forward. I
To
missed how
nowadays.
many.
It's just
Yeah, so
nowadays, I
probably-
believe.
It just I think it just said present.
Yeah.
So is that probably 1993 ish to now? Would
No, it's
make it-
90. Oh, yeah, it might be 93-ish.
So that puts us about 30 years later,
Yeah.
roughly speaking.
Makes sense.
Seems
Seems
They
appropriate.
haven't
and,
aged
and
at
now,
all.
yeah. Well, they're cartoons. Why would
Yeah. Why would they? Pickle brine.
I don't know why the fuck I even said anything. He set that up so sweet. I was like, I don't have to say it, but I said it anyway. Fuck. Get me to do dumb shit like this, Jason. I swear to Christ.
Tim has trained me so well.
But anyway, so at this point, Dale is working the convention circuit, trying to hawk autographs and memorabilia, and working in a play at some point in the movie.
Yeah, they
I
basically
kinda
are
what the play is
pulling
about.
the child star
Yeah.
who
Oh,
didn't get any
comeback.
work, and then 30 years later, they're still signing autographs for something they
They're
did.
pulling Dickie
yeah.
Roberts
Yeah,
essentially.
and that's what I was about to say was Dickie Roberts, but it was fictional, so I was like,
Mhm.
where can we land on something real?
But it's the
Yeah,
trope.
because
But it's
Dickie
the trope.
Robbins is true story.
Sure.
Yep.
Anyway,
He really wore gloves.
All right.
anyways, so you find out that Dale's working the convention circuit and it's not going well. You see some great back and forth between Dale and Ugly Sonic at this point.
Which is great.
And
this-
who was the warrior lady?
Tigra
yeah,
okay,
from
yeah.
from
Wildcats? No, not Wildcats.
It's a
no, not
Thundercats.
Thundercats.
spin-off.
That's Chitara. Chitara is Thundercats. I swear that said
It's a
something
spin-off.
about
Right? Or sorry.
Tigra was never a character. There was a male tiger character in Thundercats. Don't make me get into the Thundercats. Right now.
All right.
God damn.
But yeah, Comic-Con.
Yeah, so he's working conventions. It's not going well. He's being upstaged by Baloo at this point, who
The-
is
the
rapping.
new
or-
Baloo.
No, doing the
Yeah.
new CGI version of Baloo from the Jungle Book reboot.
Yeah.
Who's doing smooth jazz versions of the Bare Necessities.
Fucking Jeff
It's
Goldblum in a bear costume.
Person.
Was that Jeff Goldblum?
No.
That would
but
be
it just-
great.
he just had like the vibe when
I'd have shit my pants in joy if that had been a real thing.
right.
But
They
you know,
fucked
it
up when
would the voice would have been better if it was John Goodman.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well,
He
yeah.
could pull
okay.
it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But then we cut to Chip, who is working an insurance company, selling insurance.
Cool horse or
And he is living a very solitary life. He doesn't hang out with his coworkers, even though they try to get him to, because he's
Cave dweller.
He's employee of the month every month.
Yeah.
Of course.
So
It's like Tim
Kiss
without
ass.
a family.
yeah.
He has a dog.
So yeah, he has a dog. So we have
That he does talk about like it's a girlfriend.
yeah. He refers to her like
In that elevator scene with
yeah.
Chip.
Well, when he talks about him when he's leaving work, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you want to?" He goes, "Oh no, Millie's waiting for me."
Yep.
And he's like, "Do you think it's a girlfriend?"
Dude, it's
And
Like I
it's a
said, when he
dog.
walks in the house, he's like, Billy, I'm home. You think he's talking about like his wife or something.
Yeah,
And there's no
yeah.
response. And Millie? And then there's this
But yeah,
dog that
that
busts through.
elevator scene
Oh.
where he's like, "Oh, Millie's probably worried sick and peeing all over the place." Are you seeing someone? She sounds nice.
Yeah, dude.
But so they get he gets a call on his landline from Monterey Jack from the original Rescue Rangers, saying he's in trouble and needs help. So Chip goes to see him. Dale eventually shows up too because he called both of them. But you find out that Monterey Jack basically is in debt to the Valley Gang. I think is
Yeah.
what their name was, the Valley Gang.
I think so. I think that's what it was.
The Valley Gang and their leader, Sweet Pete.
You also
Because
find out he has
was
a
buying
problem.
cheese.
And he's
Yeah, he has a cheese problem.
He's addicted to cheese. I liked how they made this.
Like he's a heroin addict.
Yeah, like he's a drug addict. He's addicted to
Well,
drugs, very expensive drugs.
Even
just
that
the
crack
smellier the
house
better.
They went to. Yeah. The smellier
Yeah,
the
well,
better.
no, it was more like an opium den.
There
Is
it
really
is.
what the cheese
Yeah.
shop
Oh,
was.
yeah,
It was more
yeah,
like an
yeah.
opium den.
Fair enough.
Are you guys cops?
No, I'm a business magnet. I'll attract other suitors. That's what business magnets do.
Oh man.
So there's a falling out between Dale and Chip in Monterey Jack's apartment. They leave, and then he's summarily kidnapped. Then the cops are involved.
Kidnapped willingly, basically.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they really set
Definitely doesn't
themselves
put 'em
up
under
to be
the fight.
kidnapped, and they didn't really do anything to not be kidnapped. So
And this is the
Oh.
part when you realize Dale is going in full performance mode. Like they're on this mission
'Cause
in some
he's
type
wearing
of
top hats
episode.
and tails.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
the other guy's playing the straight part as if it was just like an episode of Chippendales, but it's real life technically.
Oh, Chip
So,
walks in. He's like,
in their
I make
perspective.
I sell things. Or I make deals for a living. Let me handle it. And he's like,
yep.
when they finally get it, he's like, if you give us the information, how can I treat you to like free RV or boat insurance?
Yep.
When they get kidnapped, it shows that the different perspectives they
styles,
have, right?
yeah,
Where they
styles,
have,
perspective,
and it's
yeah.
just a fun accidental type of trope.
But
that-
I thought the really fun part about
how
that
the
whole
kidnap
bit, like,
happens.
how the kidnapping happens, but they make it like a real buddy cop movie. They go to like an opium den essentially, but they're selling
Yeah.
cheese.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's a cheese shop that's run like an opium den, and I
You know
thought that
what
was
a
really
metaphor
clever.
is? Yeah.
Yeah, because you even got like the burnouts hanging
Yeah.
around
you
the
got-
place.
Yeah.
Just like the mouse or whatever rat that smells the cheese and then floats up and then hits his head.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought that was really clever.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah.
But
So-
that's how the mission gets started. Ongoing. There's
Yeah.
no going back from that moment.
And this is a continuous ride. Like that's only
Yeah.
like not even halfway through the film.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
It
That's
just,
a half hour into the film.
It just
So,
gets
yeah.
started. Yeah.
So like
Quite literally a half hour.
we
Yeah.
get so they go from there. We end up getting into this detective.
Yeah, it's like a
Show.
detective movie at that point.
Yeah.
This is where they end up in the valley,
Yeah.
where you meet the valley gang, but it's the uncanny valley. And you're like, what are you talking about? He's like, you remember that animation style?
Yeah.
This is the
So-
point where they end up in the uncanny
And
valley.
here we learn Pistol Pete. No.
Pistol
Uh,
Pete, Sweet Pete,
Sweet Pete.
Pistol
and,
Pete.
And his goddamn intentions, like a fucking evil villain in Bond. Yeah, I'm gonna say Pistol Pete.
He's a
Peter
a
Pan.
low rent crime boss at this point. Like he's got a
Yeah.
front. So it's
Running a
Peter Pan
bootleg.
who's running. He's running his legit business. Is he takes old toys that don't sell, buys them all, melts them down, and turns them into porta potties.
Yeah.
And he makes
his-
bootleg movies.
But that
Yeah,
was
but
the
that- but
not
we
so
don't know
legal
that
part
yet.
that I was getting to. Thank you.
Oh.
Damn it, Jason.
Ha. Now I feel bad.
That turned you into a bootlegged animated.
Can we just erase his mouth?
He ain't got nothing good to say anyway.
Oh shit. But yeah, so we find out that Sweet Pete's got a not so legal business where he's making bootleg movies off
Really?
of cartoon characters that owe him money.
Nice.
What?
So when they can't pay up, he kidnaps them,
Six
erases
cents.
their mouths so they can't scream, and then augments their animation so that they can go overseas to make bootleg movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the fuck did he call his remake?
Oh,
Really bad
the
names. That's all
boy-
I know.
the Traveling Boy Wonder. No.
Oh, something Bed Boy, Flying Bed
Bed-
Boy. I think is the
Flying
name
Bed
of
Boy.
the Peter Pan remake.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really terrible names. Like what
Yeah.
do they
Little-
do with the
The Little Mermaid was
Little-
Little
yeah.
Swimming Girl or
Yeah.
something, or Small Swimming Girl.
That shit was funny.
I thought they were like, especially at the end when you see the Dumbo remake that they used Monterey Jack for, was
Yeah.
Oh Stupido the Flying Pig.
That's terrible. Yeah.
But yeah,
Hell yeah.
so you find out that this is what Sweet Pete is doing, and Chip and Dale escape through the toilet after being cornered.
And realize that they have chemistry and teamwork, and they're in this till it gets finished. No longer kind of button heads. That kind of stops
Actually,
a little bit.
not at that point.
Why?
Chip wants to just give the information to the cops and get out.
Oh yeah,
Th-
there is the behind
this-
the back.
this sets
shit.
up
Dale
the
wants
scene
to like
for the
break
bath.
the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dale thinks he's in the Rescue Rangers at this point.
That's
And
when
Chip's
they go
like,
back
"I want none
to
of this."
his
Oh shit, I am jumping
His-
ahead. My bad.
memorabilia
Yeah, this is where you go back to Dale's house.
and his murder
There you
board.
meet Ellie. Yeah. Yeah, he's got the murder board.
I'm just gonna
but
listen
they-
and drink beer.
They listen to,
Tell
they
me
talk to
more.
Ellie, they give her the info, and she's like, they come up with the scheme of like, you have to sync up Fitbits
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, because he finds out that they're on Sweet Pete and Dale figure out that they're on the same like
They have
server
the
or
same.
something like that. So like we could sync up Fitbits and
yeah.
track each other's steps. Which is it's just a very funny way to like get like move the plot forward. Like that's how we're gonna do it. That's how we're gonna crack the case.
Oh, we didn't even mention the other henchman,
The polar bear.
the polar bear. It was the Coca-Cola polar bear.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit! Was that what he's from?
Yeah,
That's why he's
'cause
familiar.
he runs into
Oh,
the newer
shit.
Coca-Cola polar bear or something like that later on. I think.
No, he runs into Baloo.
Oh, maybe
Yeah,
that
it's
was what it was.
blue.
Yeah,
Yep,
it was
yep.
blue. It was blue. Oh, I'm such a big fan. That's right. But yeah, he's the
Can I touch your
Coca-Cola
face?
bear.
That was I didn't realize that. That's fucking funny. I wondered
Nice.
why the polar bear was important, but it makes sense now. Oh, by the way, just going back a few scenes when Monterey Jack is kidnapped and the cops are at his place. Did you notice the first set of cops they showed? The two pastries. They're the cops from Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh.
They're the pastry
Yeah,
cops from
the-
Wreck-It Ralph from
Like the donut.
Okay.
Yeah, the donut and the cruller. They're from Wreck-It Ralph. They're
Oh.
they're the cops from Wreck-It Ralph.
I guess I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I've seen Wreck-It Ralph like 9,000 times because of Liam, so like I recognize them.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
Well, lucky for you, it's a good movie, actually.
It is, and
It
they
is.
they even harken back to Wreck-It Ralph at the end too, but we'll get into that.
All right.
Where were we? Oh, so to sync up Fitbits, they have to sneak into this. It's like a bathhouse.
Yeah, it's just a it's a
Yeah.
brothel. No, it's a
I don't think it's a
It's a
brothel. I think
bathhouse.
it's a bath.
It's just a
I was gonna
bathhouse.
say, brothel seems a little far.
but
for
they
Disney.
make it seem like it's like that. Like the way that they
Yeah, it's like-
an
it's run like a
exclusive
Russian-
club. Yeah, like
Yeah,
it's
it's
the Russian
exclusive
bathhouse.
It's
is
club.
something
like
yeah.
John-
just mobsters.
Yeah.
John Wick
yeah.
killed people and something
Yes.
like that.
That's what I thought. I was like, oh, they're
Yep, in
doing
the
an old
first
John
one,
Wick
yep.
style.
Oh, those have been tropes for much longer
Well,
than John Wick.
Yeah.
Well, that's the
but-
coolest one to
John-
reference.
yeah, exactly.
Aaron. Quit yelling.
That's
at
the only one anyone will remember, apparently.
And only one they
me. I
should.
have spoken.
Okay. Now don't.
I know, right?
But they eventually go into the. They start to hash out like who's the bad guy or who's behind it all, and they obviously, know that it's Sweet Pete in some shape or form. But they're like, well, who's the mole? And that was really what it was trying to find out is how. Oh. Uh-oh. All right.
Long ago, or
Going back to the story was at the bathhouse and all that, but then we move on and like they're trying to figure out who the bad guy is. Well, they already have the idea that it's Sweet Pete, but now they're trying to figure out who, like the evidence. They're trying to find the evidence to
it's because they
give to the
raid
police.
they raid the location of like his bootleg operation.
Yeah,
But it's like they missed everybody, and like that's when they start to figure out. Soon after that, they start to figure out that there's a mole,
yeah,
and they don't know who it is. There's a fight between Chip and Dale in the police station after they think that they think at this point that Monterey Jack is gone, like he's been taken out already, and so
is this when Chip and Dale start arguing vocally and they go into like chipmunk talk? That shit's
oh no, that
hilarious.
was in the van.
Okay, that shit. Whatever
'Cause-
you just said reminded me of that. That was hilarious.
In the van, like
I
they
did think
they
so,
go
too.
into their high pitched voices and like
They're
they stop and,
bickering.
like,
Just went.
oh, and then they stop, and Dale's like, "Oh, do you hear that? Why? How can you form chemistry like that?" Or something like he says something about the chemistry.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Well,
this is
that's-
all.
that relationship. So the relationship
Yeah.
that you have between Chip and Dale, like it was one of those things where it came naturally and then they separated, right?
But they were still cool.
But why do you think that why do you think that they weren't on the same page?
Respect.
Like we obviously know because we're watching it through the audience, we see it. But why is it that they weren't on the same page? Why did they break up basically?
Oh, so we talked about Dale leaving to do a different show, but basically Chip was caught off guard by it because Dale never told him. So, and then he was like, "No, we should talk about this." And Dale had already kind of made up his mind and basically blew him off and basically left everybody high and dry.
He got carried away in the glamour in the life of.
He wanted
No.
to stop being second fiddle. Was
Yeah.
what he said at the original. He wanted to stop being the fall guy or the
I
prank guy or the
suppose,
guy everybody
yeah.
hits on the head.
Yeah.
And so he basically deserted the show, not thinking it would kept saying like, won't get canceled. Like you're the lead. Like he kept telling
Right.
Chip, you're the lead guy. They're not going to cancel it. And they fucking canceled it because it wasn't Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers anymore.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So and Chip is holding on to a lot of resentment from that because he you find out in this spot he's like, my life is lonely because I have no friends. Like I live alone. I work in an insurance company. Like he even says to Chip at this point because they're arguing because Dale answered a phone call was making a video about talking to the fans, and Chip just took really big offense to that because they just figured out that Monterey Jack is dead.
Yeah.
But
even
that
in
is-
the past, yeah.
But yeah, that's very much like something that is stuck in Chip's craw, and he gets very upset about it. And I forgot where I was going with this. But
The separation.
Yeah, he talks about, he's like, he says, he's like, my life was lonely, but at least then I wouldn't feel like this.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
he wouldn't be angry. He wouldn't be upset. Like, he wouldn't feel all these things. Like, he was like, I was alone, but like, I wasn't mad at anything.
Yeah. And this is where, like, without even trying, they really nailed the Hollywood or the celebrity status kind of thing. It was like starting so young, because this happens to a lot of like young actors and stuff like that, childhood actors and stuff like that, where they start to
Especially
resent what
back then.
was what was
Yeah.
going on when they were then, and then they realize that they're not relevant anymore now because most of the time they can't hold their own, and there was something more to it with chemistry on somebody else,
Right.
you know. And
Relying on agents and stuff like that.
yeah, I mean, you'd be
Which
it,
was,
it is
They showed
amazing.
the agent
It is amazing.
Oh, Chris Parnell.
Parnell. That was funny.
It's amazing on how on point they nail like a Hollywood business
Yeah.
or just Hollywood life, the celebrity life in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't like the biggest things on the planet, but they were at the same time. Like to them, they were extremely successful, and so they thought they had it all.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But it
it's
was
the
such
15 minutes
a-
of fame.
Yeah, but it was like such a early in their career, you know, still. Even 5
Yeah.
years isn't that long. I think it was like a four or five, something like that, that they were doing it.
3 to 5.
Yeah, so
I
I
feel like they
mean,
only did like 3 or 4 seasons, something like that.
it wasn't even that long, but they
Right.
acted like they've been doing it for 10 years, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, and I think some of that boils down to, at least in this case, I think that boils down to Chip feeling like Dale just kind of shit all over their friendship, and
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
even just the show. It was like he just abandoned him,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
and I think that's really the thing
When
that.
when
But
he
if
was
you
the
even-
one to make him feel comfortable in the school scene to
Yeah.
get
Right.
him the courage to do the things he's currently doing.
but if you look at it from Dale's point, every time that
Oh,
they
yeah.
go out there and Chip is the leading man and he's always the
Yeah.
sidekick, that's kind of like
Yeah.
leaving him behind too. You know, like
Yeah.
the value, it's the value that they hold.
Well, and
Dale
even-
thinks that Chip has more value and can do just fine without him, so he wants to make his own value, his own worth,
right.
and it doesn't
Well, and
work
like,
out for either of them.
Not
They
settling
make a
in
joke
for
towards the
position
end.
too.
They make a joke towards the end, even like when they're trying to escape, and Chip has Dale hitting him, and he's like, "Oh God, that hurt! Like we did this to you every week."
Yeah. I loved that. I
Yeah.
loved that when he's hitting him on the head and he's like, "Oh, where are the birds? Yeah, where are the birds?" And then you get a phone call in a
Yeah.
birdhouse and the wife is like, "Honey, it's 10
let
at
it go to
night.
voicemail. This is my job. Don't
This is
ruffle
my
me
job."
right now.
I thought that was great.
Oh,
That was
love
really
that
good. I
so
liked it a
much.
now
lot.
is not the time.
Yeah, I thought that was just awesome. Like,
That
oh,
was good.
yeah.
I liked it a lot.
it's fucking shit like that that made this great. Like, seriously, the writing
Yep.
was on point. Did you guys have a favorite scene?
Ah,
Because I don't have one. I particularly don't have one.
No,
I-
I'm the same way.
I
Like,
think-
I feel like
I think-
nothing sticks out further than anything else.
Yeah,
I think a lot of those jokes are that I pointed out, and same with you guys that you guys pointed out. Like those are the moments that are my favorite, and it's just I don't know.
yeah,
It's more jokes than scenes, I guess.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
get that.
It was just a really well done.
But I did like the
Nostalgic film.
twist at the end. The way they did the Captain reveal, that was hilarious. Like,
Yeah,
and the way they set it up, like I've already tried to explain poorly, Yeah.
Is there something that you would have liked to have seen differently? Like we're dealing with a lot of, like what we mentioned in this entire thing, our nostalgic, our childhood, all this stuff, things that we're aware of and that we're very familiar with, that we grew up watching. Did you see something that maybe could have been done differently or thought should have been done differently?
No, but for some reason, what you said reminded me of the scene when the fly and the mechanic lady
Oh, you mean
show.
Zipper and Gadget?
Yeah, and then they
Remember
do the
the
whole
fucking names, Jesus.
No, thanks. That's what you're here for. And then, but that scene when they're flying on the thing, and he's all like, "Oh, you can fly, you can fix car," and she's like, "Yeah, apparently my character on the show is exactly like me in real life."
Yeah.
And it just made me think of Molly Ringwald, like Tim's hate for. And like, there's just like one character somebody can do it. Like they were making that joke,
Yeah.
First of all, I was extremely uncomfortable with the fact that the mouse, Gadget, and Zipper end up becoming an item.
We're making those mutant babies.
Yeah, I
Looking
was
at
like,
the
okay. They went there. Okay.
I was.
Okay.
What was the joke? Like, oh, how are Gadget and Zipper? Oh, they're great. They have over they're up to like
43.
93 kids or something like that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just.
okay.
And then they're
It's
looking
like-
at the photos like, oh, that one's got Zipper's.
Yeah.
That one's got Gadget's face and Zipper's wings and arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just.
How cute.
I don't know why, but it was very unsettling.
Yeah.
It's an odd choice.
it's the
but
right choice
It was
for the
totally fine at
funny.
the same time. Yeah.
Is it the
Is
right
it-
choice?
Especially like with the reveal of Zipper's real voice, I thought was
Yeah.
hysterical.
Yeah,
Because he just had buzzing noises.
and he never
he-
talked in the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he made this the buzzing noises. He was literally the
Yeah. And
he
then
was
all of a
that
sudden it's the
character.
Allstate guy.
Yeah,
Hello, to
he has the
Allstate.
deep, the comfort voice, the deep,
the
Yeah.
deep booming voice that like
yeah,
it's just the real dad voice. I did
Yeah.
love when he talked about being a stay-at-home dad.
yeah, yep.
Yep.
Being a stay-at-home dad can be trying. I was like, he's trying to sell me insurance right now.
Oh, it's my
That's
agent.
Chip's job.
I throw it out the fucking plane, his phone out the
Probably
plane.
shouldn't have thrown that. Yep, immediately regretted it.
Oh yeah,
Honestly,
Uh,
Andy Sandberg, the
Yeah.
characters, like the actors that played these characters.
They did a great job.
Yeah, I really, really liked Andy Sandberg as the lead because technically Dale is the lead. He's the one narrating 90% of this film. Like it's about his view
Yep.
on all this.
It's really his journey.
And I loved it. I really did. Like I thought Andy Samberg fucking nailed it. He was great. John
He's got a
Mulaney.
great
I
voice
like.
for that character. For some
I
reason.
like
does.
John. I really do. And I
Yeah.
think that it worked well for playing shit.
Yeah, John Mulaney being
Yeah,
Is
they
that
both
more
did
serious?
fantastic jobs.
John Mulaney has like a hoity-toity type of tone to his voice.
A little of a tight
uh,
ass.
It works for that character as well.
yeah.
The giving up on his dreams tight ass. Like I'm gonna
Well-
do what's gonna
And
Give
if
me
you
security.
look at their comedic styles,
insurance salesman.
Mulaney versus Sandberg, like those are the characters they play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Mulaney is a very much a straight, like serious, like joke teller. Like, he'll
Yep.
tell jokes, but he doesn't laugh a lot during his sets. He doesn't.
But John wears a suit.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Sandberg
saying.
wears a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah.
Exactly. So they're
perfect.
perfectly
We're all-
cast for those roles.
They were typecast.
Yeah.
And they're both cute in
Uh,
a button.
That they are.
Did
Oh,
you?
shit.
How did you feel about the end boss fight?
Okay,
thing.
cool.
I don't know. Like,
I was.
They
there were
they
parts of
wrapped it up. They wrapped it up to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Good for them. They
I-
ended it to end it.
like it was
The one part I really laughed at because I got what they had done,
Yeah.
like the amalgam of different characters. I thought was
Mhm.
funny.
Like a Voltron.
Yeah, essentially, it was
Yeah.
almost like Voltroning their way through it, and But they did the bootleg version. So like when he goes to break that thing with his Wreck-It Ralph arm, he goes, "I'm gonna wreck stuff" instead of "I'm gonna wreck it." So he does a bootleg version of the line. I thought that was hysterical.
Nice, yeah.
I didn't have a problem with it, but it was definitely like, oh, okay.
It was one of the more silliest things in the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Like, they
And
definitely
As
went,
silly
like,
as this movie is.
went out.
when he takes the final shot at Dale and Dale takes the bullet.
Yeah, the sacrificial
and the
moment.
pog is what stops it. But then
Yeah.
you see the bullet coming. That pog broke my nose.
See, they make fun of the cheesy trope shit.
I thought
like-
that was great.
The bullet making fun, that was the way to top it off.
You know what we
Using
should do?
Mario bullets.
Yep.
We should see if we can find Pogs, and we should have a Banter Bros Pog session.
That's going to cost like
Is it,
$30,000.
Why? I might still have mine somewhere in some place.
You mean one of
Well,
us knows
we
how to
don't.
play pogs? Because I don't.
Don't you throw things at a floor?
I don't know. I
You
never
make a
clicked it.
stack,
Try to,
and then you
Then
throw
you
your
try to
slammer,
top-
and whichever flip up
try
on
to
the
flip it.
picture,
yeah.
you take those.
Yeah,
and that's
it's
it.
a ridiculous thing. And they're retro, so they're going to cost 4 times than they should. And I'm just making up
that's true.
numbers here, but it's going to be expensive, is my point.
You want these
Fuck
round
you,
pieces
Tim.
of cardboard
Terrible
that
idea.
cost you $20.
Let's make our own
Fuck yourself.
pogs.
Yeah, we could make our own pogs. You
swear
can
to-
get the stock.
I swear to God, I
Mm-hmm.
still have some somewhere.
You fucking would.
I would. I still have my Super Nintendo
Alright.
games in the boxes.
I know. I've
But
been
the-
in that room.
But the
Uh,
resolve of this movie, when they just walk off into the sunset and they're just making jokes like, this went pretty well and we're all together. They saved Monterey,
Yep.
with his Dumbo ears and the fly and the.
Oh,
the,
what did they do to you?
Yeah. Everyone's back together and they talk. Of course, Dale is talking about a reboot.
yeah.
Yeah.
Chip's like, go. Well, maybe let me read this script.
I'd have to read a script first. So you're into it.
So
No, that's
I
not
don't
what
know.
I said.
There was no guaranteed succession story, and I like that
Yeah.
how they
I-
just ended they ended the moment. of
I
finishing
love
the mission.
I love how Hollywood Dale tries to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
Oh,
he
yeah, he's a
uses the
performance.
line when he sees Monterey all fucked up, all
No, he's like,
bootlegged.
I got a guy that'll
Say,
fix
I
things.
know,
Yeah.
I know a perfect guy who can fix that. Just such a Hollywood
Well, even
mood.
when they see the bootlegging machine, he's like, "Oh, this is exactly the machine I got my CGI operation done on. Only way more violent."
yeah,
Yeah. Yep.
Because you see like buzz saws and stuff like that. The
Yeah.
end after they walk into the sunset, by the way, is probably one of my favorite scenes.
right.
With Darkwing Duck going, "We want a Darkwing Duck remake," and just yelling it, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, whatever."
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I personally loved Darkwing Duck more
And
than I
I-
loved Chippendales Rescue Rangers.
Me
so
too, and I'm sure that's a fan thing, just like Sonic or Teeth or.
I'm
whatever.
just waiting for like a teaser
sure there's
trailer
a-
where I just hear somebody say, "Let's get dangerous."
Michael
Yeah.
Keaton.
Hell yeah! Don't fucking get my hopes up like that. I want that now.
I finally said something to totally redeem myself. So we better
man.
end it off now.
Never gonna get that.
So, out of this good old time adventurous show,
I give it 5 pogs.
5 Pogs.
Ooh,
All right.
look at him taking the helm. Like it.
Jason?
5
Yeah,
as well,
made
good
the,
sir.
I made the scoring system and everything. Going by
Yep.
pogs. That's right.
Yeah, 5 pogs as well.
So you give it 5.
I
All
I
right.
give it a grand slammer or whatever the fuck it is.
Just making up shit now.
The big
You
one.
never
that,
played
you
Pogs,
throw.
did you?
I fucking did, but
I didn't.
a memory I,
collect
don't
them.
have.
I remember other people in school having fucking tubes of them. I'm like, I don't know what
Yeah.
the fuck
But
that is.
it's this. I was trying to reference the
slammer.
Slammers.
The Grand Slammer is not a thing. That's a
Which-
baseball reference if I know
Yes.
it.
That's,
Sports.
Sports ball, go unit.
Pog championships.
ew.
You know how you really win pogs? You take the slammer and throw it in the other guy's face. And then just take all his
Hey,
pogs.
these are mine now.
Take his eyeball.
Guess who really wins? You can't even see anymore.
Well, maybe he does because he might look like Thor afterwards, and that's winning.
I had thousands of Pogs.
That's
Thousands.
not surprising at all.
Is that your rating? Thousands.
I
of
had
pogs.
thousands. No, I I give this one a 4.
You know?
Oh shit! Really?
Oh shit. Okay.
I give it a 4. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and like I said, I was smiling through the entire time. I giggled, I laughed, but
Yeah.
I wasn't also like a huge Chippendale person to begin with. Like, I never
Sure.
like I watched it when it was on. I never looked forward to watching it.
It was.
I was
the
more of
block.
a-
Like, you had to watch all 4 of them. It was Darkwing Duck, Tailspin,
Yeah, and see,
Rescue Rangers, and Goof Troop. No.
I don't know.
DuckTales. No.
DuckTales. I remember
DuckTales, yes.
DuckTales.
So
yeah.
I watched the DuckTales. I watched Tailspins.
Did you have the DuckTales movie?
I don't know. Probably
Oh
not.
shit! That was a good movie.
Hell yeah, it was.
But I watched DuckTales
about that.
and Tailspins the most, and then it would be Darkwing Duck would probably. I
Do
did
you know
watch some
how
of that.
long it took me of watching Tailspin before I figured out that it was just the characters from the Jungle Book?
How long?
Not as
I
long
mean,
as me.
I
'cause
watched
I
it
just
for a
realized
while.
that now.
Now I don't feel so bad.
A
That's what
revelation.
I'm here for.
And it was a couple. I probably watched it for a year or so before I was like, Baloo, it's just like in the Jungle Book. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Fuck. That was not a smart.
Yeah,
for as smart as I was not very smart.
It's like having a coming to God moment.
Just like you saw the bulb just sort of turned on.
Light
Oh
bulb.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just looking off into the distance, like just all the equations coming at me.
Like
Ooh.
Charlie Day. Murder
Yeah,
board.
well, no, I'm looking more like Zach Galifianakis in The Hangover. It's like he's trying to count carbs. It's just like equations coming at his face.
Yeah. All right,
That was
Jason.
me figuring out that the Jungle Book was the characters.
What, Tim?
You didn't
He said
say
5.
how many. Oh, what? Oh, you did you? Were you serious?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't know if you were serious. You're just making up shit half the time anyway.
Haha. He's
Wouldn't
not
it be
wrong.
funny to one time edit this like Jason wasn't an actual character, like we had just made him up somehow and just fucking
Ooh,
voice
I could be
clipped
like
him in.
I could be like Norm's wife in Cheers. Fuck yeah.
It was just a set of legs you see every now and again.
You just talk about me, but you never. Yeah.
I feel like you should be the AI and there's that either her
Maybe
or
I should
like,
just be
Oh, her?
Jamie
Yeah.
from fucking Rogan's podcast.
or there's the Al Pacino movie where he like ends up with like the AI that he fucks with and she goes crazy. There's an Al Pacino movie where he has to deal with an AI.
I think it's Superman 3. I don't know if you've been listening to that podcast, but I was reminded of that shit. Dude, Richard Pryor turned people into fucking robots.
All right.
And it's
And stay tuned in for the next episode where it's Superman 3.
Oh fuck. Oh damn.
All right. Well, that has
So, I
been
may not be here later.
Chippendale Rescue Rangers
Rescue Rangers.
2022.
Chippendale point 2. Is that what you said? Or 2.0?
2022. 2022.
I don't know. I'm not even listening right now.
It might as well have been a 0.2 or something.
Let's say our goodbyes. Biatch.
Goodbye.
It's
There
been
they
fun.
go.
Bye.
What's the Chippendale send off? Yep,
We don't
white
have
faces.
credits.
Launch. Nope.
Nope, you failed.
Launch
All
Pad
right, that's
McQuack
it.
is not
Goodbye.
from that.
Bye.
Bye.
Hurt feelings make me laugh.
Hey, if you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to check us out. Jason, where can we be heard?
I don't know, Tim. Where can we be
Well, let me tell you where we can be heard. You can find us on all the other platforms that you find podcasts, like iTunes and Amazon Music,
All them places you find all your favorite and popular podcasts.
Spotify.
That's where I listen to podcasts, and nowadays you can rate your podcast on there. Go ahead and give us 5 stars on Spotify or any other platform you listen to your favorite podcast on.
And Spotify.
If you want to watch us, you can find us on YouTube. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, give it a share, you got a comment, all the algorithm stuff. It helps.
And if you want to comment on how bad and terrible we are doing or how ugly we look, just send us an email at banterbros@gmail.com.
And that's A-N-D, you said, between the B's?
A-N-D in between the B. You can also check us out on the multiple social platforms that consume everybody's life. like the YouTube, the Twitch, the Twitter, the TikTokity, and the Instagrammy, including Facebook. So please come check us out. We'll catch you next time.
Yeah.